I've been a part of campus ministry since the beginning with Father Kyle, and it'd be wonderful to have a campus center to be able to actually have a church and be able to meet and be a part of everything in an actual center. I've been to other campuses that have it, and just the community there has just grown so much, and it's been wonderful.
We've had education programs basically all throughout elementary school and into high school, but when we got into college, there was nothing. And the silence was, pretty much deafening. And we didn't know we had a community. We didn't really know we had much anything. And as somebody who at least tries to defend the faith in many of my classes, it's just great to know that I'm not alone in this.
Campus ministry is a very important part of who I am. It helped build me into the woman I am today, and it helped me become a soldier for Christ. And I think that's something very important that every young person should become. It also would be great to have a special place for worship where we could all go together and worship Jesus together. It would build a great sense of community, and this funding would be very important in making that step.
As a Catholic convert, campus ministry was super important to me because I've never really had Catholic friends before, and so finding strong Catholics that could guide me in my faith was a huge deal. But one of the hard parts for me was I've always wanted to go to church in a Catholic church, and not having a church there has been really hard for me. Not having the atmosphere and the ambiance of a church is really hard, and I want to be able to be part of the community but still have that church.
Okay, so we're here in the chapel of the house where I live, which kind of serves as our campus house right now for UCCS. We're very lucky that we have a house and this is a beautiful space, but as you can see, it's not adequate. There's about 20 students who can sit here comfortably in this chapel. It's 2 bedrooms actually that we took the closet out, so we still have our nice little pole here too in the middle of the room. But there are an estimated 2,000 students at UCCS who are Catholic. That's according to the Newman Connection. So if you take the 2,000 students who are Catholic at UCCS and you add in Catholic students at Pikes Peak Community College and Colorado College, not to mention the rest of the 18 to 22-year-old population throughout the city, people who might be in the military, people who are working, people who are in trade school. We have a very large Catholic student population in the city and in the diocese. So again, while we're very grateful that we have this space is too small for us. On Sundays, we can't fit here, so we really only use this chapel for daily Mass. And there have been a number of situations, a number of holy days, for instance, where we've had Mass here and we haven't been able to fit in this space. Our goal is to build a chapel that would seat about 300 students, and it would provide a much greater and richer opportunity for the Catholic students throughout the diocese to come pray. We'd be able to add daily Mass, we'd be able to add Masses to our weekend schedule, and of course we would also have many more opportunities for things like adoration and confession. We're standing here in the driveway of 920 Exodus Point. This is the house where I live and the house that's currently serving as kind of our de facto Newman Center. We do have a nice big driveway, we're lucky in that regard, but when we have large events like Thursday night, we don't have enough parking. Even though we can fit a pretty good number of cars in the driveway, it's not a large enough space for us to have the number of people who we often have here at the house. This land over here does not belong to us, and it looks like we could park people pretty easily, but a lot of this land belongs to our neighbors, and we've had some difficulties in the past with some of our neighbors, understandably not being too happy about having cars parked all over their property. So we want to be good neighbors, we want to be good members of the university community, and we encourage our students to utilize only our driveway, which is just not adequate to have the kinds of events that we want to have here. So I'm standing right next to what we hope will be the home of our future Catholic Campus Ministry Center in the diocese. Right behind me is 3 acres of land, including a small house. The small house we hope to keep and provide that as housing for our Focus missionary team. With the existing space, we've already done the architectural design and some of the engineering work to show that we have space to build a chapel that will seat 300 students. That chapel will be adjacent to a great hall, which will provide space for large community meals, dinners, events, lectures, and then we'll also have office space, and we will have space for people to study and hang out. This building is very close to campus. You can see right at the top of the hill are some of the major dormitories for UCCS. Also the dining hall, one of the main dining halls is there, and it'll be a really easy space for students to walk to. So having this much space will be a big improvement over what we currently have, and it will be a much more appropriate sized space for a campus that's growing, a campus that hopes to double in size over the next decade, and also a campus that, according to the Newman Connection, has 2,000 students.